Drop it.
Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. There was a cat that really was gone. Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. It was a shame how he carried
Does Samuel L. Jackson like anime?
Yes, I do. Hentai too.
I'm going undercover as a woman to find out what they go through every day. I discovered that women are called faggot a lot.
Nerf this.
Coming to you live from the world-famous Apollo Theater's alley where the actors smoke, it's Douchecanoe Live! How was that for an intro? Do you feel impressed? Do you feel motivated?
I feel something.
Do you feel like everything in your life is going correctly? I've never felt like that. I was hoping you would know.
I feel like a beer and a blowjob.
I want a cold beer and a hot woman, and I'd like to keep them that way. Name that movie.
I can't. You finally got me.
Okay, shit, my brain just crapped out on me. I used to love it when I was a kid. It was this god-awful fucking movie about these aliens that land in Kansas.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and like the pilot alien spends the whole fucking movie doing a pretty bad Jack Nicholson impersonation. It's fantastic, it really is. We are live, right?
Yeah, we're live.
Come on, people. We got the manipulative fucking, we got the manipulative thumbnail. We're talking about something that's relevant to the time period. Where the fuck are the people? Where the hell are our hundreds of viewers?
Dude, what have you been smoking?
Well, this is how internet popularity is, right? You just talk about, like, shit that happens.
I think it's a little bit more involved than that.
You're right, we should go, "What's up, you beautiful bastards?"
It's actually, "Sup, you beautiful bastards?" I like Philip DeFranco. I watch him most days.
Hello, you beautiful bastards. I'm a very, very attractive man.
Oh, there's Blitzkrieg StarCraft.
Oh, he barely counts. He's always here. Oh, but yes, folks, we are here to talk about Laci Green. Yes, live shitposting. I hope you caught the intro videos because they were shit too. And they're probably going to get us flagged in every country.
Well, the Diva one will definitely get us flagged for something. I'm hoping it's awesomeness.
I was going to say, we just need to try harder. We'll be fine. My network is not going to be fun today. Well, I hope you like our really, really, really shitty live stream. But at least we have Blitzkrieg StarCraft.
Yeah, give them a minute. We just started.
I was going to say, if only anybody cared about StarCraft.
I played StarCraft like a week ago.
I was going to say, you know who doesn't care about StarCraft? Blizzard.
Oh, you know, they're getting all that WoW and Overwatch money now. Fuck StarCraft.
People are paying them fucking piles of money for loot boxes.
Actually, they're getting ready to release a remastered version of the original StarCraft.
What they should do is release a remastered version of the original Warcraft. Or, just saying here, Warcraft 4.
I think that's what World of Warcraft is.
No, it's not. It's World of Warcraft. I want my fucking real-time strategy Warcraft 4. Wow, my connection is, like, really bad. They're probably getting us, like, on the lowest quality, spotty as all hell connection.
What you gonna do?
Well, if the TV taught me anything, blame somebody in the government. I'm thinking Republicans. Oh, player said memes.
Thanks, Obama.
We can't blame Obama anymore. He's not in the White House.
Sure we can.
Blitzkrieg said 480 for life. 480p. It's where we're at. Let me hear you go. How about we blame Canada?
That works.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. Player, you have successfully contributed to the conversation. Feel good about yourself. But yes, folks, we're here to talk about Laci Green, because Laci Green has posted a video that has raised a lot of interest and a lot of hackles across the internet. What do we call this group of people? I mean, like, both the pros and the antis.
Feminists, anti-feminists, pro-feminist YouTubers.
Anybody who cares about the SJW crowd.
Yeah, pro and anti-SJW.
The manosphere.
It's still a very retarded word. I don't care if you're pro or against it. It's still retarded.
Yeah, because Laci Green said she was going to start, like, taking time away from the internet, you know, spending more time in real life and trying to get off social media as much. But lately, she started talking to a few noted anti-SJW, anti-feminist YouTubers. Like Armored Skeptic, the self-proclaimed king of skepticism.
Hey.
What?
Leave Craig alone. He's famous.
No, I'm punching upwards. I'm doing what they want me to do.
I'm just saying, Craig's famous. Leave him alone.
Well, I was planning on leaving Shu alone, because, you know, she's all adorable and she has Ollie and shit.
Until he gets his ass out of Canada, she's technically a single mother. That poor rabbit mom.
Hashtag free Ollie. How about that? But let's get to the video. We're going to be we're going to be referencing Laci Green today. And she's at her best pose at the very beginning part of the video. Praying. I feel like I should change the size of this. There we go.
Do you, boo.
Well, she looked kind of squished. Okay, are you ready?
She got a
for this?
haircut.
She did.
And they say guys never notice anything.
You know what I noticed?
She's wearing a shirt that doesn't show any cleavage.
Well, yes, I noticed that, but I was going to say, I've also noticed that there haven't been nearly as many Teddy episodes on queer kid stuff, and frankly, I'm about ready to goddamn riot.
Dude, the fact that you're still watching that show, it should be grounds to be thrown in some sort of mental hospital.
Hashtag Ollie Oxen free?
Queer
I'm
kid
sure-
stuff.
Well, are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, making this video. Hi, Internet!
I gotta say this. She has attractive eyes.
Yeah, she's a very attractive young lady. I've never said anything else. Some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth is freaking retarded, but she's an attractive young lady.
I'm back. Did you miss me? Don't answer that if you're mean. I certainly miss you guys. It's been a few months since I've been on YouTube. Longest break I've ever taken, but it was very much needed, and I feel so good. I think the social media detox is very nice. So I wanted to fill y'all in on some stuff that's been going on since I've been on break. I haven't.
What's that very nice thing from?
Bruno. Or not Bruno, but the one before that.
Borat.
Borat, yeah. She changed the lighting, too.
Who changed the lighting?
Laci and her jump cut. The lighting changed.
Maybe she filmed at different times of the day.
I don't know, just saying.
I wasn't paying that much attention, so you got me beat.
Been completely removed from the internet. If you are active in the conversation about feminism
We're not really.
No, not really.
and social justice warriors, you may have noticed that I've been talking to and hanging out with some anti-feminist YouTubers. This
Like Blair White. I still haven't watched the Blair White Laci Green video.
I demand an apology for that video. She wouldn't
Why?
stop clicking that fucking pin.
Ugh. So that's it, Laci Green. There's the line. That's where we're fucking drawing it. You didn't stop clicking that fucking pen.
has apparently really confused people. There have been thousands of tweets and emails and people freaking out, like, what is going on? After all, I, Laci Green, am the very pinnacle of a social justice warrior. My SJW-ness has been memeified with statements like, everything is problematic and there are more than two genders and...
Apparently I paused at just the right angle.
Yeah.
How is there more than two gender? Well, I guess technically genders... Okay. Gender and sex are not the same thing. That's what it always comes back to. Gender and sex are not the same thing. So yeah, saying there are more than two genders, while not technically incorrect, does kind of mark you down as one of those social justice nut jobs going, there's 72 genders and they're all equally valid. James Harton says, hashtag blue-pilled fuckers must die. Who's fucking blue pills? Is that a fetish?
No, instead of being red pill, you're blue pilled.
Oh, blue pill people are people who aren't woke, I believe is the kids call it, yes?
Something like that. You know, in the Matrix, they offer him the red pill and the blue pill. Yeah.
So those who haven't realized the truth... No, we're not killing the normies. Although we have declared a meme jihad on them for the glory of Kekistan.
All praise Kek.
Praise Kek.
America is racist, but now...
America is not racist. That was a stupid thing to say. People in America are racist. The nation of America does not have an opinion on race so long as it does not impact its ability to make money.
Looks like you caught her about mid-sneeze.
And this is how we find the native Laci Green making whale sound. That was a hard noise to make come from my mouth.
At pro-Trump rallies, I'm told by reliable sources, there's talk that I'm being red-pilled in the Matrix sense, not so much the pickup artist sense.
Pickup artists are fucking stupid. Why did she have to change locations?
And shirts.
I mean, I don't mind the change of shirts. And she put on a necklace. What the fuck is going on?
She's messing with your head, man. She get inside your head. She's trying to convince you, man. She's trying to blue pill you. Run away! Run away!
Also, does she cut her own hair? And if she does, could she stop using the weed whacker?
No, she's going for that layered look that was popular like 5 years ago.
Ah. Well, you know, when
see,
you've had your hair as long as hers has been for as many years as hers has been, you'd want to change it up a bit.
She lives on the West Coast, and it takes certain fashions a long time to get there. From what I understand, it's still 1993 in Seattle.
The red pill is a meme that refers to this realization that the world isn't nearly as simple as you thought it was. The question, of course, is what is the truth? What is
My God, she actually has... That's a Dayquil and a NyQuil. You're cheating.
They are still technically pills, and although one looks more green than blue.
I have both of them next to me right now.
Hey, at least they're not Mike and Ike's.
And how bad do you want to know? In some sense, I took the red pill a long time ago. It's why I do what I do.
I thought money was why you do what you do. Is that not why? Is it because of the red pill?
Maybe. Player, I'm in Washington, and I can confirm we're in the 90s. You hear of this new band, Nirvana?
Hey, that Kurt Cobain kid, he's going places. And have you seen that Courtney Love? She's a keeper.
Class act.
YouTube stuff has always been about the pursuit of forbidden knowledge. And while yes, I am
Actually, Laci Green has done a lot of like sex positive videos and stuff, like how to keep your dirty vag clean and how to properly do oral sex and stuff and what to do if sex is painful. So I can't really fault her on that. Especially because
those aren't the videos that I've got a problem with. It's the videos where she's talking about how all men are evil and patriarchy and spectrums of oppression, and
America is a racist country.
Those are the videos that I'm sitting there and I'm like, do you understand what words are?
We have dropped 3,600 frames since this video began.
a feminist. I wouldn't describe myself as the ideologue that people sometimes make me out to be.
But you acted for a long time like the ideologue that some of us made you out to be. Except for that time you were trolling chat roulette for guys' dicks. So my name's Sean Bramd, said Ayo. We have new people.
Ayo.
Freak out. Oh my god, new people.
Run away!
I feel that things tend to be messier than that, and frankly, that's the way I like it.
Yeah, we all know how she likes it.
Messier than that.
And with abs.
Wait, so is she red-pilled on bukkake? She does like leaning forward and wearing those low shirts. If you like hentai, subscribe. That's right, subscribe to us if you like hentai. We're not going to play it, but we're just also fans.
We are pro hentai.
So, let's get messy.
And here she's using that ever-popular kidnapped your children font. Why? What is the point of this? It's not... It can't even be to look arty, because look, most of the letters are the exact same size. Bukkake is just a baby shower.
I like the fact that she put it in brackets.
Hey, context is important. If we took this out of context, it would be the last gasp of a woman realizing she's turning middle age and desperately coming to the realization that she's been wrong about most things over her whole life and scrabbling to reclaim some measure of dignity and respect in the society in which she thought she was the top dog.
Middle aged? She's like 25. She's younger than both of us.
Oh my god, she's so old. I'm kidding, Laci Green. I'm sure you're a delightful young woman. We should try to get her on the show.
I think I may have socks older than she is.
So here's some context about me. I used to be Mormon, pretty intensely so. You know, when I was 12 years old, there were adults telling me that my spiritual destiny is to be perpetually pregnant. Cute, right?
Well,
I'm also,
that explains some shit.
Well, she was rebelling against her past, and she went into feminism, like a lot of people do. It's a very common
that explains a lot of shit right there. Thank you for the context.
That's yeah. I can't even be mad. That just everything becomes clear.
Iranian. Funny enough, my grandparents were political rebels in their day, speaking truth to power during the revolution in 1979. It's actually pretty badass, and it makes me feel like rebellion runs in my blood. But as a teenager, I got a little bit lost in all of this, as you do. So my first YouTube channel that I started when I was 17 was about skepticism and philosophy.
I genuinely cannot imagine Laci Green on a YouTube channel about skepticism and philosophy.
Yeah, it's kind of because the character she portrays is kind of an airhead. I can't say if she's really an airhead or not. She just comes across as an airhead.
Well, you've watched the Blair White video. How does she sound there?
She sounded more intelligent, but it also sounded like she was fighting between the character and the real person.
You also have to remember
that, and she wouldn't stop clicking the goddamn pen.
House is a bit livid about that. But I noticed that a lot of her more hated videos are videos from the Brawless series, right?
Yeah, I have a problem with that on a conceptual level.
Just what?
I have a problem with the Brawless series on a conceptual level.
Because she was never Brawless?
Exactly.
That's what I've...
That's just false advertising.
But no, like, she wasn't the only writer, and she was like the host. So she had these scripts handed to her and said this dumb shit. So you have to wonder how much of it was Laci Green's actual opinion and how much of it was Laci Green just trying to get a fucking paycheck.
I don't know.
And I swear to God, every time I pause, she either looks like she's about to initiate sexual congress or she's mentally handicapped. Those are the only two options. All pen clickers need to have an unfortunate night with a head splitter. Except he said pen liquor. Player. He tries. He genuinely tries.
That's not even his first typo. Dude, Bukake has 3 Ks in it.
It does, you dumb fuck.
And when I was 19, I created a series called Sex Plus, which is dedicated to helping young people who, like me, had been told that their sexuality was bad or wrong, that they're less than because of their gender or sexual orientation.
Because that's what I want to be lectured about sex by a 19-year-old.
Well, hey, I used to work at a place that had a sign up that says hire a teenager before they forget everything.
Oh my God, teenagers are terrible. Just uniformly terrible. Personally, I think we should lock all children up into a small fucking... I'm sorry, bukkake is a shit word from a shit language. Drop a third one. So he wants to drop a nuke on Japan because he can't spell a word that's in the American vernacular. Player, quit trying to compensate for your own inadequacies. Words are hard. Better yourself as a human being. Don't be you.
orientation, and so forth. So this is the type of stuff that forms the core of my feminism, which I would describe as intersectional, sex positive, and skeptical. Skeptical, as in not easily convinced of stuff. Science is my rubric wherever possible because...
Wait. Because in some of your videos you denied it.
Intersectional,
Yes.
skeptical, and sex positive. One of these things is not like the other.
I know, right? Let's jump back to those definitions.
parents were political rebels in their day, speaking truth to power during the revolution in 1979. It's actually pretty badass.
What revolution in 1979?
I don't know. It just makes me feel bad that her grandparents were doing stuff in 1979.
No, I actually know what it was. I genuinely do. This isn't a joke.
Okay.
Laci Green is half Iranian. Her parents were speaking truth to power in the Iranian Revolution in 1979.
Ah.
The one which led to the Iran-Contra affair.
Gotcha.
All right, let's get back to this.
And it makes me feel like rebellion runs in my blood. But as a teenager, I got a little bit lost in all of this, as you do. So my first YouTube channel that I started when I was 17 was
blah blah blah.
told that their sexuality was bad or wrong.
Mo, learn to rewind better.
I know I'm kind of bad at it.
Because of their gender or sexual orientation, and so forth. So this is the type of stuff that forms the core of my feminism, which I would describe as intersectional.
The interconnected nature of social categorizations such as race, class, and gender as they apply to a given individual or group, regarded as creating overlapping and interdependent systems of discrimination or disadvantage. Everything is racist! Yes, social categorizations are interconnected, but they do not have inherent or interdependent systems of discrimination or disadvantage. And I did just get a B in my intro to sociology class, so debate me, bro.
Sex positive.
Having or promoting an open, tolerant, or progressive attitude towards sex and sexuality. I have no problems with that. House?
No, I'm completely sex positive. You do you.
I don't give a shit. What was it you used to tell me, House? I've held on to this for 10 years. I don't care if you like to high dive into a pool filled with goat urine. Just don't splash any on me.
Pretty much.
Positive and skeptical.
Oh, look at how quickly she skipped by the definition for skeptical. Not easily convinced, having doubts or reservations. The whole core of intersectional feminism is your rights and your facts stop where my feelings begin. It is feelings
listen and believe.
Yeah, it is listen and believe. It is, if I say I was raped, it does not matter what you were doing, you raped me. Intersectional feminism is the feminism of men paying child support even when the child is provably not theirs, and they weren't even in a relationship with the woman. This has happened. You can Google it.
Skeptical, as in not easily convinced of stuff. Science is my rubric wherever possible because we're all prone to human error.
I agree, which is why we should put human society under AI rule as soon as possible.
Nah, screw that.
What if it's like a sexy AI? Like, hello, house.
Are you kidding? I don't even use Siri or any of those other things because I don't want the government spying on me.
Siri has a restraining order against me.
Now excuse me while I tighten my tinfoil hat.
Siri, will you unzip my pants?
isn't perfect, but it helps reduce those errors by a lot. At the end of the day, we all have true belief.
No. Human error is what causes the errors. Science gets rid of those because science and mathematics, the problem is always the human element. The system works, it just doesn't work when you add us. For example, Karl Marx said that communism could not be achieved by making it happen. It was the end point of society. It was the hypothetical end of all things, where capitalist societies, as they created technological progression, would eventually lead to a post-scarcity society. And post-scarcity would become communism, because it would go from each according to their ability to each according to their need. But no, humans took Karl Marx's words and took his system where he was going, no, eventually everything will become communist. And they said, no, we can make that happen now. And what happened? They killed a whole lot of people.
And we all have false beliefs. Skepticism is about acknowledging that. It's questioning even the seemingly unquestionable.
Yeah, which feminism, especially intersectional feminism, does not like you to do. Holy
Don't
shit.
think for yourself. Listen to us. We will tell you your opinions.
And if you have an opinion that does not fall within what we deem acceptable, god damn it, you will go down. That is why there are feminists out there right now who are making hate-filled reactions to this video. Laci Green going, maybe I just need to listen more. Maybe I'm willing to have an open dialogue with people. And because she has stepped out of their ideological purity zone, they're fucking shitting all over her. And don't get me wrong, House and I have shit all over Laci Green in the past. But she has never before said, I want to have an open dialogue. I want to discuss things. I might be wrong on some things.
Yeah, now that she's willing to meet us halfway, we're willing to meet her the other half,
Yeah, we're
But
willing
when
to have
all men were evil and patriarchy and all the other stuff, no, she could go straight to hell. But, now that she's willing to give a little, we'll give a little.
House,
That's the way.
welcome to the weekly meeting of the patriarchy. How have you oppressed women this week? How have you oppressed women this week?
I did not tip my delivery girl yesterday. I felt powerful. She cried. It was my privilege.
For the sociology final, I chipped in $20 to get pizza delivered to the room while we were taking it. When the pizza arrived, all the females in the class looked at me, said, thank you. I said, it was my privilege. That actually happened, BT Dubs.
You sexist.
I know, right?
And being willing to adjust our beliefs as we get new information. In truth, I want it.
Yes, that is the problem we have with these people. They are not willing to adjust their beliefs based on relevant data. My opinions on a lot of shit has changed in my life because new information has been presented to me. I used to be full-blown hardcore libertarian because I thought that was the only way society was going to work. Now I think pure libertarianism is a utopian fantasy, much like pure communism. I agree with a lot of utopian tenets, but if it comes down to it, I agree with a lot of socialist tenets too. It's almost as if I want to create a functioning society where everybody has a fucking chance.
Yeah, we're kind of showing that we changed our opinion right now, considering the fact that we're not calling Laci Green a cunt.
Exactly. And there's all these fuckers who are attacking her right now because how dare she even talk to these people? Steve Shives, that brain-dead block-everybody motherfucker, who we are hippity-hoppity get off my property. That doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, it's close.
He tried. Good job, player. I'm proud of you.
Anyway, you were speaking about Steve Shives.
But yeah, Steve Shives has straight up. That's one of the things I was watching this great video where they said, I respect Steve Shives because at least Steve Shives is honest about his bigotry. Steve Shives made a couple of tweets a few days ago to Laci Green where he basically said, you know what? I would rather not be friends with these people. I would rather be friends with people who could get these fascist anti-SJWs banned.
Yeah, it's more productive to make friends with somebody at YouTube that can kick them off YouTube. Yeah.
Like,
of course, Steve Shives considers himself sexist because he prefers Angel to Buffy. Not
his
even
wife
kidding.
has him trained good. So, like Hadia posts, slant rhyme was good enough for Emily Dickinson. Well, haven't you heard? We oppress women here. Read some Robert Frost. And get back in the kitchen. Wait, who taught you to read in the first place?
Maybe it's like
Engage with criticism.
that Chinese form of writing and reading that only women know because they developed it for themselves because they weren't allowed to read and write.
Eh?
To do online. There's a lot of hostility, things escalate super quickly, people don't really seem to be listening to each other, it's just a shit show. So
No, it's a meme jihad. It is a war of culture. It is because you can't meet people on the internet with fists, so you have to meet them with ideas. And so the people on both sides have realized that instead of ideas, I can just force you out of being able to talk to me or my friends. And that way, my ideas will reign supreme forever without being challenged.
Aloha snack bar!
So I went down the rabbit hole of anti-SJW videos, and I found that some are pretty disrespectful, but that's
Some are pretty disrespectful. How much will I bet she's talking about Bering?
Everybody talks about Bering.
I like Bering. He looks adorable. And I like Sugar Tits' voice.
Yeah, but, all he does is target 12-year-old girls.
Yep, that is literally all he does. Hashtag Bering is a pedophile.
Yeah, that's just retarded.
Every time, she either looks like she is about to initiate sexual congress or she's mentally handicapped. Sugar Tits sounds like a phone sex operator. How'd I know you would know who Sugar Tits was, player?
the channels. I've recently found anti-SJW channels that are well-cited and reasoned, make some interesting points. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I agree with that, or I didn't really think of that.
And that is a rational point of view. I have no issues with that. Sometimes you just have to watch people you don't like just to hear their opinions, to let that percolate. Because sometimes, even House and I will sit in the back and go, shit, we were wrong. How many times have we issued apologies on the podcast because we got things incorrect?
Several.
More than twice. Because if new information gets presented to us, even in the case of those fucking stupid news articles we cover on the podcast, we will talk about it. And we will talk about continuations. And we'll talk about how we were wrong and how we grow as people every day. I now know more. I consider myself, and I hate to use the terminology, but I consider myself more red-pilled now than I was before I started this podcast, and I was a shitlord before I started this podcast.
And sometimes I disagree, in which case, I still feel it's beneficial for me to listen and consider another perspective. It helps me learn. So,
right there, it helps me learn.
Yeah, I will actively listen to people I know I don't agree with. Sometimes I do it through gritted teeth, but I'm like, okay, maybe they have a point here. But a lot of times I'm like, wow, you're fucking retarded.
Yeah, and there's some channels I subscribe to that I don't agree with their beliefs for the most part, but they are against the people that I too am against. And so, having a common enemy, I tune into these channels to listen to their opinions on our common enemy. Clearly, though, I'm talking about Eskimos. They know what they did.
I decided to reach out to some. And, I was pleasantly surprised. People have been pretty...
Yeah, it turned out they weren't literally Hitler.
Well, it's kind of hard to be literally Hitler.
Diversity is good. Diversity is a strength. Diversity is what makes the Middle East so peaceful. Hitler, your diversity agenda has made Israel have no Jews in it. Who could have seen that coming?
Wah, wah.
Dem wacky Nazis.
kind to me. And, I'll be honest, I didn't really expect that. Judgment.
Yeah, because it's easy to make a video where we're like, hey, Laci Green's a dumb bitch. But yeah, if you were willing to come on and talk to us and engage with us and laugh along with our dumb jokes and just have a good time, we're not going to sit here and be like, listen up, you fucking whore. Get them titties out right now.
I might be like, get them titties out right now. I'm not going to lie.
Could we see her breasts, please, briefly?
I'm sorry. I'm a pig. I've accepted it. I've tried to go through the classes. They just throw bacon at me, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'm just going to be me.
Oh, you know what they say. Once you see one pair of tits, you want to see the rest of them.
All.
No vitriol. I even feel like I have a really good connection with a couple of new friends. But not every...
She's talking about shoe on head.
Blair White. Oh my God. Somebody out there is shipping Laci Green and Blair White.
I'm now having in my head a Blair White, Laci Green, shoe on head three-way.
Oh. And this is why I don't talk to Mo about his sexual fantasies.
And I've got the camera. What's sad is I do respect all their opinions and stuff. I just wouldn't mind also seeing them naked.
Everyone is so hunky-dory about it. Good friends of mine, feminists, have been a little bit skeptical of me.
Yeah, they're only skeptical. Yeah, they are only skeptical, Laci. Laci, honey, sweetie, baby doll, listen to me. They're only skeptical of you now because you failed their ideological purity test. You have done something they have deemed off limits.
You are guilty of wrongthink, and that's double plus ungood.
Yeah, I hope you like the box. Apparently, James Harton says I'm a degenerate.
Take her to room 101.
No, do it to her. Oh, what the fuck was that woman's name from the video, from the book? Lydia?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've read 1984. But he's like, do it to her, please. But yes, James Harton, I am a degenerate. And you know what you are, James? You're somebody who posts in the chat room of a degenerate.
Laci Green is also a degenerate. From a particular point of view, yes.
I could see that. She lives in the Western world. Frankly, that bitch needs to put on a hijab. Because hijabs are empowering feminist symbols now.
Not even joking. Look it up.
They expressed the opinion that talking to antis or problematic people is, not going to be worth the time. That it.
She said problematic, take a shot.
Apparently her name is Julia.
Ah, yeah, that's it. Do it to Julia!
Didn't the Beatles have a song called Julia?
Probably. I still have my jug of scotch right next to my laptop.
I'm telling you, dude. Your liver's going to bounce.
That's smooth.
won't be fruitful, that I'm engaging with bigots and validating their perspectives, that I'm
Yeah, this is these people's opinion. If you let them talk, you validate their perspective. That's because they're falling into what's known as the either or fallacy. And that is, you are either with me or you are against me. You are either or. I hate that. I just like, hey, House,
Yes.
do you like Eskimos?
Yeah, I'm okay with Eskimos.
Oh my god, you fucking Eskimo apologist. I can't even believe you. How dare you say they're good people? They kill whales. That's right.
Yeah, but-
House supports whale slaughter.
They build round houses out of square blocks. That's got to be good for something.
Yeah, and make spears out of whalebone to kill more whales.
offering a platform to bullies, things like that. While I can appreciate
Anyone on her side saying that she's the one opening the platform to bullies is just hilarious.
Because, as we all know, the SJW types love to no platform people. They will riot if certain people try to give a speech in certain areas.
Yeah,
like
let's
Berkeley.
Let's talk about Berkeley and see what their stance on bullying is now. Oh wait, it's the same.
this perspective, I fundamentally disagree with it. So let me go down.
And that is why Laci Green is getting a lot of respect, because she fundamentally disagrees with that whole, no, don't even give them the right to speak.
Another rabbit hole here. Social justice
Speech as harm. Hey, House,
Yes.
you remember when I killed that 16-year-old by just cursing at them?
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool. I learned some new words that day.
Was it like a Dungeons and Dragons bard? So it's the weirdest thing. I was making fun of a goblin and he just fell over and died, and it was the weirdest shit ever.
communities lately have been arguing that bigoted ideas, this harmful speech should be suppressed because it allows.
The problem with that, Laci, is that when what you decide is bigoted, hateful speech is suppressed, that allows the next person to come in after you and expand upon your definition of bigoted, hateful speech. I know it's like, oh, it's a slippery slope, but it happens. It happens a lot. It happens in history. We have to let the bigots talk. We don't have to listen to them.
Well, it's like, who is it? UKIP in Britain.
Damn fucks.
They were starting to take over, and they were starting to take all these local council elections.
Yeah.
And then they got out on a national stage and started spewing their rhetoric, and everybody was like, "These guys are nuts." And now UKIP has like 2% of the voting base that they did at their height.
Yeah,
let people talk,
and that's what
people
the SJWs
realize
are doing,
that
James.
They are retarded, and they will be like, "These people are retarded. We aren't going to listen to them anymore."
Let them show themselves. What was it? Better to stay silent and be thought a fool than speak and remove all doubt.
Exactly.
James Harton said, thus pushing your enemies underground. And that is why Donald Trump won the election. Because these people who think that your thoughts should be crimes, that it's feels before reals, made it a thought crime to have a certain political opinion. And so guess what? When they went to the voting booth, well, nobody was fucking watching in the voting booth. And so they got to say what they really meant. And they did it through their vote. And guess what? Donald Trump's kind of an ass clown and probably should be nowhere near the presidency. But you idiots got him elected because you made it a crime to be on his side. And America is in love with the concept of the underdog.
Oh, that, and he also had a platform that was better than, look, I have a vagina. You should vote for me because I have a vagina. Oh, by the way, my opponent is sexist and racist, and I have a vagina.
I think one of my main selling points is that I am a woman. And we have these kids today playing Pokemon Go. They should be playing Pokemon Go to the polls.
Yeah, that was the day that her every chance that in hell she had for me would died. I'm like, and anybody who makes dad jokes had bad. No.
Bigotry to spread and to be validated. I'm thinking of campaigns to get people's Twitters banned, book deals canceled, talks canceled.
Yeah, Milo Yiannopoulos is suing Simon & Schuster for canceling his book. Would you like to know for how much money?
I'm hoping all of it.
$10 million.
Nice.
Because they're also not letting him publish his manuscript anywhere else.
Ah.
Yeah. And at one point, his book was the #1 best-selling book on YouTube or on Amazon through pre-orders alone.
Yeah, I know. I was really upset when I got that refund. I have never been upset for a refund before in my life.
I know. I got that refund too, and I was so pissed.
I was like Darth Vader at the end of the third prequel. No!
Except you weren't played by an aging and decrepit James Earl Jones. Or I guess voiced.
Yeah, I was about ready to say he was only voiced by an aging and decrepit James Earl Jones. But you know what? James Earl Jones, still badass.
I will agree with you there.
Ironically, this sounds very similar to the logic that is used by the right to censor sex ed. Information about sex has been deemed too harmful to hear. It'll encourage immoral behavior and speed social decay.
Yes! Welcome, Laci Green, to the land of the horseshoe effect. The land where your friends have gone so far out to the left that they're coming back the right.
Welcome to the Valley of the Real.
And that's the problem, Laci. The left, intersectional feminism has become the new pearl-clutching moral guardians, the moral busybodies. The religious right is now the progressive left. Welcome to how we see it on the outside. Where, we aren't allowed to speak, and if we voice our opinions in public, we'll be arrested for hate crimes.
I'm on the outside, I'm looking in.
The world where I'm genuinely frightened to get married because I know if I get married and I get divorced and the woman gets pregnant later, she can sue me for child support even though it's not my kid.
You MGTOW.
Oh no, I'm not a man going their own way. I had sex a couple days ago.
Dude, fucking a bagel doesn't count. Continue the video.
It was a real person. I think. I just know it wasn't my house. Look, my life is complicated.
He's on Grindr
Point
now.
question
Don't
is,
just
what
give him
counts
some
as harm?
credit.
To some, harm
I'm
is
on Tinder now, not Grindr. I mean, not Grindr. But yeah, totally Grindr.
problematic opinion.
Grindr's a problematic opinion.
Harm is hate speech. Harm is inciting violence. The other
No. Harm is not hate speech. Inciting violence is illegal. Player, don't fucking talk to me about blow-up dolls. I don't think you've ever seen a woman.
You haven't had pussy since pussy had you.
And I'm not saying seen a woman naked. I'm saying seen a woman.
I was going to make a point about the video, but totally forgot because we were
no
bagging
such
on
thing
Player.
as harmful speech. That speech can't hurt you.
Because speech can't hurt you. Not unless I print out the words and tie them to a baseball bat. Not unless I start inscribing, like, Jew onto bullets and shooting people with them. Words can't hurt you.
There's a Australian comedian whose name escapes me at the moment, but he's got a bit about this, and he's like, "When did sticks and stones not become relevant?"
Words will not hurt you. If they're calling to incite people to violence, yes, call the cops on them. Report them to the authorities, because inciting violence is illegal.
Well, that's technically a call to action, and that is illegal. Yes, that's the same reason you really shouldn't yell fire in a crowded theater, because you're calling people to action. Now, if it's the difference between, off the top of my head, running into a gay bar and saying there's a guy out there who's bashing on fags, you should go kick his ass, and walking into a gay bar and saying, wow, that guy really is talking some shit about gay people. I don't know how he gets away with it. One, you're calling them to action. Two, you just happen to be informing them about something. If they choose to kick his ass, that's another story entirely.
Laci, the reason hate speech cannot and should not be made illegal, even if we detest it, even if we despise it, the reason hate speech should not be made illegal is because the definition of hate speech is subjective. People can argue about what is hate speech and what isn't hate speech, much like how James Harton and Player are arguing about 2D versus 3D waifus in the chat right now. By the way, both of your opinions are trash. 4D trans-dimensional women are the best.
Also, going back to your theory on every time you pause the video, it looks like she's committing a lewd act. It kind of looks like she's finishing a lewd act right now.
You think that's her O face?
I hope to God not, but it could be.
For all speech should be permitted, no matter what. I fall somewhere between these two perspectives.
I think that the current level of free speech is good. Is there something wrong with the current level of free speech?
No,
Player said,
really.
I'll have you know I only fuck zero-dimensional abstract concepts.
I'm not surprised. They're the only thing that'll have something to do with you.
Player, you need to up your game to at least first-dimensional theoretical first-dimensional theoretical styrations in space-time? String theory? House, yes, no?
I'm not up on string theory.
Oh. We could talk.
It's been a while.
There's a
It's been
quantum
a while
entanglement joke in there
I've
somewhere.
looked into string theory.
What do you think, though? There's a quantum entanglement joke in there somewhere.
Somewhere, yeah.
Player, you're garbage.
My opinion is that speech can be emotionally harmful if it causes pain or shame or dehumanizes you. It can also be physically harmful if it incites or advocates violence against someone. But these...
That is illegal. It is illegal to incite violence against someone. You cannot physically harm someone with words. And if you are inciting violence against someone, congratulations, you have broken the fucking law. Just like when fucking some of these SJW feminist types talk about punching Nazis. That's her rawr face, says Lycadia.
Rawr.
two harms don't pose the same amount of threat to an individual in the context of political speech. So they shouldn't be treated as equal forms of violence. You know, if we're going to say a slur is just as violent as punching someone in the face, to me, that minimizes the egregiousness of punching someone in the face.
That is my opinion as well. Saying that's another thing. You are devaluing physical violence by putting verbal harassment on the same level as it.
I don't advocate violence. I perform it.
So I tend to agree with the interpretation by a lot of human rights organizations, which is that harmful speech starts where it incites or advocates violence. You know,
Yes, I agree with that as well, but that's why that's illegal. I don't know how many times I can say this.
Mo, buddy, pal,
What?
dude,
What?
she can't hear you. You're talking to a pre-recorded video.
Yes, but I hope that one of these days she will watch this video and I will be able to talk to her and I will be able to go, Laci Green, you seem like an intelligent person. Please, I have faith in you. Don't let me down. I'm not saying you have to become a MGTOW. I'm not saying you have to become a man's rights advocate. I'm just saying that just keep an open mind, listen to facts, and accept reals before feels, and do not just listen and believe.
RAR means behind the czar. Means a production in dinosaur.
I think he says, behead the czar.
Oh, behead the czar.
Just like shit like fart rape makes me froth at the mouth. Yeah, like Katie is being fart raped right now.
I still can't get my mind around man spreading.
Or what about those feminists who are like, baby boys have penises. That means the act of birth is rape. By the way, you can Google that. It's called birth rape. It's actually a thing some crazy people believe. Because it's used to dominate women in a patriarchal society. The very act of giving birth to a boy child.
These people don't realize how biology works.
No, they don't. But let's get through this. We have 3.5 minutes left.
I think the definition of harm is being pushed too far in regard to political speech, that this heightened level of sensitivity is actually resulting in some censorship. Not de jure,
Yes, and censorship is bad.
like government censorship, the technical definition of it, but de facto censorship,
Yes.
in practice. By
I'm glad she notices the difference, because there's too many fucking SJWs, and there's a couple people on the other side, anti-SJWs, who like to hide behind the banner of, oh, this can't be censorship, because censorship is when a government does it.
Yeah, that stuff drives me up the wall.
shutting down platforms for speech and driving it underground, or by making ideas too taboo to be
It's actually
allowed
just
talk
about to
about.
mention
I also
no
feel like this
platforming when
approach
she
doesn't
said it.
very well promote social justice. For one thing, when you think about it, suppression of speech is just a band-aid. It doesn't really address the systemic inequality or the mentality that lies at the root of these problems. It just
See, so she still does believe in systemic inequality. She still believes that we live in a capitalist, sexist patriarchy. But she's willing to listen to alternate opinions and facts, which puts her leagues ahead of most of her SJW kin.
Baby steps, dude. Baby steps.
sort of shuts the conversation down. It also has a clear backfire effect. It makes those poor, censored voices more sympathetic to a moderate audience. You know, case in point, Milo Yiannopoulos. The way I see it, the internet already gives everyone a huge platform, you know, much bigger.
Yeah, until you, get people kicked off of certain platforms. Not you specifically. I mean you as in, the SJW feminosphere. The writhing ball of feminist YouTubers. I'm kidding. Most of them don't have to be with other people to make a ball.
Dude, you're the last person on earth that should be making fat jokes.
No, I'm the second to last person on earth that should be making fat jokes. Rosie O'Donnell is the first person on earth who shouldn't be making fat jokes.
Point.
than a university can offer. They're already on the internet. They're gonna be there. We should talk about it. I think we should address things head on. Through open dialogue, we can parse out ideas and really see what they're made of. And
Yes! Yes! She's had a breakthrough! Open dialogue! That is the key. That is the ticket. Discussion of ideas. Don't hide ideas. If you hide ideas in the darkness, they become powerful. Bring them out into the light. Tear them apart. Look at their fundamental values and go, you know, this might just be fucking stupid. But also allow your ideas to be torn apart like that, not just the ideas that you disagree with.
Why do you think we don't disable comments? Period.
Exactly.
in response, everyone else has free speech too. They can dissent, they can protest, they can ask critical questions, they can counter the narrative, they can, highlight fallacies and moral failings of the argument. So all of this comes to a head in a brutally bizarre spectacle that happened last week amongst feminist scholars who appear to be cannibalizing themselves.
Yes, welcome to the world of the ideological purity test. Now that you can see these sorts of things, yeah, if people step out of line, they are torn apart by their erstwhile allies for not marching strictly in lockstep with their opinions. I'm sorry it had to come to this, Laci. Well, that and the rape.
As usual. It all started with a feminist philosopher's publication in the philosophy journal Hypatia about transracialism. So in the paper...
Hey, House.
Yes.
Neither of us are transracial. We are proud ethnic Kekistanis.
Yep. Well, I'm more cultural Kekistani, but yeah.
In Kekistan, there is no white, there is no black, there is no Hispanic, there is no Pacific Islander, there's no Asian. There is only Kekistani. She's cute. I want that hairstyle, but in auburn. I like her shirt, too. It looked better crumpled up on my floor.
She examines arguments that are used for transgender
That wasn't even a sex joke. That's where I keep most of my shirts.
He's not even kidding.
equality, and basically finds that that logic can be applied to race as well.
Yes, sometimes when you take arguments out of context, you realize that they're kind of dumb and open-ended. And that I can turn your argument around on you and go, okay, then if that applies to this, then it should apply to my equally crazy thing.
Highlights some of the logical inconsistencies and weaknesses in the arguments that are used against someone like Rachel Dolezal. It's a controversial topic and a controversial conclusion.
She puts a lot of emphasis on the word controversial.
Force of habit.
It's a controversial.
And, she may well have some things wrong. But instead of refuting her arguments on their logical merits, the academics penned an open letter claiming that the paper needs to be revoked, citing its various harms.
Yeah, feels before reals. Welcome to the world of your rights stop where my feelings begin.
Oh my god, I just realized that she has an Apple computer. Triggered!
Well, she lives
PC
on the
Master Race!
She lives on the West Coast. That's all they have there.
I know.
Including, using the wrong word, degrading trans people by comparing them to Dolezal, and
Yeah, except from the 2-sentence description that Laci Green gave, I could tell that's not what this paper was about.
And having read the paper, the accusations that are made in this open letter are a complete misrepresentation of her argument to an extreme degree, which really makes this whole ordeal all the more troubling. These are not grounds to censor an academic paper. They're not grounds to ruin someone's academic reputation. I mean, what's the end goal here?
Okay, yeah, I can't complain. Linux is awesome as well, yes.
I do like the penguin, yes.
I'm just too fucking lazy to do it right now.
Pretty much.
When I get more free time, I'll put together a Linux box.
Is it that, only a very specific perspective can be heard in a philosophy journal?
Yes. That is intersectional feminism. That's welcome to what the rest of us have been complaining about for years now, Laci.
Agree with me, or you're a racist, sexist, misogynistic homophobe.
We have been called every name in the book. We are racist, we are sexist, we are misogynist, we are homophobes, we are pieces of shit.
Ah, well, fortunately, I grew up in an abusive household, so this is just like Sunday dinner to me.
We are, gibbering chunderfucks.
I still love that. I still love that.
I still use that. I called somebody that the other day.
We still haven't gotten death threats, though.
I
Gotta step
know.
up our game.
So, if all of you could please, in a show of the exercise of free speech, tomorrow when you get up for your day, please open up this video on YouTube and post your best death threat in the comments. Oh yeah, we forgot rape apologist. I was called a Nazi apologist by that one guy, right?
Yeah. Oh, I still love the fact that you have parking privilege.
I have parking privilege, yes. Speaking of which, I need to redo the registration on my car this month. I was holding off because, finals.
Yeah.
But now I have free time. I can go get my inspection and then do my fucking registration. Okay, we have 52 seconds left. Let's just power through.
Exploring feminisms? That strikes me as very contradictory. And more generally, should publications, reject papers that don't agree with majority opinion?
No.
That makes no sense. So this is a pretty big concern of mine. And, I've felt this way for a long time.
Good.
It affects my work. It affects the way that I can interact with people, the things I can talk about, the people
Welcome to our world.
I can talk to. And this is not to say that censorship doesn't occur on the right, because it absolutely does.
Yes, it does. And we mock them for that mercilessly. Also, player, it's great that you're putting it in the chat, but nobody will be able to see the chat after the video. That's why we're saying post it in the comments tomorrow. That way everybody can see it.
I honestly believe that's real, that Tommy Lawrence got fired for her pro-choice views, even though they're claiming absolutely not. It wasn't not. Please don't sue. Please don't sue. Please don't sue.
Please don't sue.
tend to censor different issues. So where does this leave us? I want to continue these conversations, which is why soon I'm going to be launching a series of live debates with feminists and anti-feminists.
I want to get in on that. I don't even have any strong.
Get in on that.
I was gonna say I don't even want any strong opinion. I don't have strong opinions one way or the other, except on certain things. But I will represent any position you need me to, Laci Green. If you want me to pretend to be a feminist, I can pretend to be a feminist. If you want me to pretend to be a MGTOW, I can pretend to be a MGTOW. I just want to get in on that because I want to be the person that just verbally bitch slaps these people.
I want to be the guy who's sitting over in the corner eating chips and sour cream.
Comments, let me know if you have an idea of someone that I should invite on, or if you have ideas of topics that we should debate. And as for that red pill, well.
Okay, the ending of that video was adorable.
It was a good ending. It did work.
Although I have to say, if she handles those NyQuil day caps too much, that the coating will dissolve and her hands will end up all sticky.
It's Laci Green. She's had sticky hands before. But yeah, in the chat, tell us what you think. That was Laci Green's big sort of coming out party. Not coming out in a gay way, but coming out in that she has realized that some of her cronies might just be batshit fucknuts crazy.
More of an intellectual coming out.
Yeah. Laci Green has stood up and said, you know what? I don't want to be associated with crazy people anymore. I would rather have the free and open discussion of ideas.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. You don't stick your mind dick in crazy. You don't let crazy stick their mind dick in you.
But House, it took us over an hour to cover that video.
I figured it would.
I'm thinking it might be time to start hitting the road.
Yep. Time to hit the old dusty trail.
But hey, chat, we love you. After this video uploads all the way, give us your opinions in the comment section. And remember your best death threats in the comment section as well. We will be rating them. House, you got anything you want to say?
I just hope that this is the start of a trend where more SJW types start getting red pilled, so to speak.
Oh yes, that's what we can hope for too. A move towards open dialogue, opening the channels of communication, because just like in the Soviet Union, when you start dropping leaflets and telling people how things really are in the world, big change can happen. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel if you aren't already. I have nothing for the big ending.
But for another week, I'm House.
I don't have a good name for this week. I was thinking about just being Mo, but Mo is too regular. Mo is too ordinary. I am Tatiana Femur Breaker.
He is Moquisha.
No. Tatiana Femur Breaker.
I'll paddle on.
Paddle on, folks. And seriously, thanks for coming out.